So one of the things that I mentioned in the review of England against Greece was that Lee Carsley should absolutely not be offered the full-time England role after this performance tonight. England of course lost 2-1 at home to Greece. Greece never scoring at Wembley before. Greece never beating England in any match before this, but they've managed to right both of those wrongs with their performance tonight. They were very good. They came with a plan and they executed it well. Just like I said in my review, they absolutely deserved to win and they should have won by more. They had 3 goals disallowed for offside. With VAR, they came close on a number of occasions. Levi Colwill with a spectacular clearance really to rescue England. But you know, one of the things I wanted to highlight really with this is the fact that, like I said, you know, Carsley should not be offered the job full time. And like I said in my review as well, if you're gonna go and watch that, please do if you've not seen it already. But I'm not really wanting to disrespect the guy because he's not an experienced manager at senior level. I remember I looked up his career before, well after actually he got offered the job on an interim basis, and I think the last time he was actually manager of a senior side full time was like Brentford or something like that. A lot of derbies a long time. It was a long time ago anyway. It was only a brief period. You know, he's a guy that's usually been an assistant manager. He was assistant manager at my club, Sheffield United, and presided over the David Weir side, one of the worst sides I've ever seen play at Bramall Lane. Trust me, there is some stiff competition for that dishonour. There've been plenty of those over the years that I've been following in them. But yeah, no, he's just out of his depth. He's just out of his depth. That's the biggest thing, right? You know, tonight he said this in the post-match interview. He said, you know, we went for an experiment, we went for something different. We went with something that we tried on the training ground, and it didn't work out. And I understand the ethos of that. I understand why you want to try different things. I get that. Yes, these are competitive matches, but they are not like World Cup games. They're not Euros games. They're Nations League games. They're not friendlies, but they're not. Then nobody really cares if you only care if you win the Nations League. If you win the Nations League, great, that's a trophy. But if you don't win it, no one gives a crap. Nobody cares about the Nations League unless you actually win it. I think it's better than friendlies. I've said that on many occasions, but it's not perfect either. So I understand the want to, you know, the impetus really to go and try and experiment, do something different. I understand that, especially when there's a lot of players out. Harry Kane was out of injury, Kobe Mainoo was out of injury, a bunch of players, you know, pulled out of the squad as well. Ezri Konsa was out too. So I understand it, but you're playing Greece at home, and this is a really, really big game because Greece had won both of their games coming into this. Greece now have 3 wins out of 3 in the Nations League. They top the group, and they are the heavy favourites to get automatically promoted. Realistically, England have to win all their 3 remaining games and hope that Greece slip up or we beat Greece in Greece. That's not going to be an easy task because the simple fact is that Carsley tonight has come up against a decent side for the first time. Finland are not very good. Ireland are not very good. It's not breaking news, but we did beat them, and we beat them relatively comfortably, but there were moments where it was a bit shaky against both of them, particularly against Finland at home. But tonight he's come up against an experienced manager who came with a game plan, who set his side up to do exactly what they ended up doing. And I know that sounds like I'm trying to belittle what they've done, but I'm not. They came here with a tactical plan, and it worked. But you, as the attacking side, as the home team, as a team with far more talented players, should have to do better. Just to speak volumes about how, and I've noticed this now after the game, but before the game, the formation came up as a 4-2-2-2 for England tonight, with Foden and Palmer as the strikers, with Rice and Bellingham as the central midfielders, and the wingers being Gordon and Saka. Now it's showing us a 4-4-2, with Palmer and Rice as the central midfielders and Bellingham as one of the strikers. But was Bellingham one of the strikers tonight? It seemed like it was more Palmer that was forward. Even the people reporting on the game don't even know what the plan was or what the formation was. This was an experiment and it failed miserably, and it's cost England, and it could cost us a chance to get promoted. Because if we finish second in the group, we'd have to go into a playoff against, I believe, one of the sides that are in the bottom half of one of the A groups. They'll beat us. If we play like this, they'll probably beat us, no matter who we get. Because those are half-decent sides. They're in the top Nations League for a reason. We got relegated from that league not too long ago. That's why we're in the League B. So that is, for me, why Carsley should not be given the job. And people might be asking, well, who gets the job then? Who would you bring in? I don't know. That's something that I'm going to ponder on tonight and I'm going to think about, because it's like, who wants to be the England manager? Who wants to take this over? Because then the problem becomes, who's actually going to go for it? And who is going to go for it? You know, and we might end up in a position where Lee Carsley is the only guy who wants the job, or the only guy who's willing to take the job, because I tell you what, the abuse this man's going to get now, it's going to be on another level, and I feel for him, and I hope he don't have social media, because he's going to get attacked for sure. You know, whether it be right or wrong, which I believe is wrong, don't go for him personally. I'm not having a go at him personally. I just think, with the greatest respect, he is not good enough, right? It's like if I was to apply to be a doctor, right? I'd give it my best shot. Don't get me wrong, if in this weird scenario I'm going to become a GP, I'm not qualified, I'm not experienced, I'm not good enough for that, alright? I sit and talk to you guys about sport because it's what I love doing, you know? And I'd have no problem with someone saying, no, you can't be a GP. And I'm like, yeah, mate, you actually got a point. He's not good enough to be England manager. He's not good enough to be England manager. Simple as that. We need someone who is more tactically adept, more experienced, someone who probably has worked with these players for longer too, you know, knows what these players can do. You can't tell me. I mean, yeah, Colwill and Lewis, he would have worked with them before. In that lineup, he will have barely managed any of them before. So, and clearly he thought that these players could do things that they can't do, that they're not comfortable doing. So anyway, a long rant video. I could go on for hours about this, as you guys know, but the long and short of it is that tonight has absolutely proven that Lee Carsley is not good enough to be England manager. Even if he wins all 3 remaining Nations League games, gets promoted, you come up against a top side. You play like that against Spain, Germany, Brazil, Argentina. Maybe not Brazil. Brazil are quite bad at the moment, but Argentina. You know, you play against one of these top teams playing like that, we're getting ripped to shreds. Absolutely ripped to shreds. Greece should have won by more tonight. 2-1. A 2-1 loss to England flatters England. It should have been 3-4, 5-1. Easy. But we got very, very lucky with some very marginal offside calls, which were correct. But the fact remains that there were inches in those decisions. But yeah, guys, what do you think? Should Carsley get the job permanently in the new year? Let us know in the comments below. And who, if not, who should take over? That's the big question. That's what I'm going to be thinking about tonight. I'll do a video for you guys tomorrow. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell as well. And we'll see you very soon for some more football content on the Football Chronicle right here.